Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Okay, so we've got some COVID here too. This is the Ramble. I'm Alex. We'll be here till midnight Eastern Daylight Time on the East Coast of the United States. Got something I want to play for you tonight, just as in honor of somebody. You have had a guest on this program for the longest time, Will Durst. And about a year ago, Will disappeared. Well, he didn't exactly disappear. A year ago yesterday, I think it was, he had a stroke. Has it been a year? And since then, he's been convalescing. On Thursday, we're going to have Debbie Durst on our program to talk about how Will's doing and what the year has been like. But I thought that I would just like to hear his voice again. So, here it goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Will Durst. And his cat was Eloise.
Eloise was here, but she's not going to make the cut.
Now, what are the names of your other cats?
Just Madeline. Eloise and Madeline.
Okay, named after basically heroines of books.
Yes, children's books. Very good.
Yeah. Anyway, how you doing, Will?
Shitty. Life sucks. The world hates me. I'm living in a cartoon. My car is messed up, but it's 13 years old, and I think going on 14. So I think I got to get it's about time.
Are you kind of the Larry Bubbles Brown of cars?
No, I think he's still got his Fiero.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A Fiero?
I think didn't he have a Fiero?
I think he had a Fiero. Yeah.
Yeah, with a Dukakis bumper sticker on it.
Yeah. So,
but you don't even have a car.
No, I haven't had a car in so long now. I wonder if I know how to drive anymore.
Oh, you don't even rent?
I've rented, but not recently. We used to go up to Vermont, once a year. And I would rent a car and drive. But then as years have gone on, we're flying now. You know, it's a little more. It's not. I'd like to say it's less. It's more expensive flying, but it really isn't. Here's the reason why. If you go into Hertz and you rent a car, you say I want it for 3 days.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to cost you about. I think it was, what was the price that I saw on it? Something like $500
for 3 days.
Maybe $600. Yeah, for 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, but if I rent it for a week, it's only $320.
Yeah.
So I've got to rent it for a week. So now we got to figure out so we fly. What the hell? It's cheaper than renting a car for 3 days.
And do you stay at a hotel? Or
no. We have some friends who have a very nice house there on the lake, I think Champlain it is.
Yeah,
and it's really
right there
nice.
In Burlington.
It's very nice. Burlington, yeah. Near Burlington.
So you fly into Burlington.
Flying to Burlington, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, so the last time I drove was about 3 years ago, maybe. And I just don't know if I know how to drive any longer. The idea of getting behind the wheel of a car feels strange to me now.
Well, once you get out of New York, driving is fairly easy. But you probably know your way around New York. You know the freeways.
Yeah.
I've never been more discombobulated as trying to drive into New York to, where was I going? JFK, I think, from Woodstock. I was in Woodstock, and I had to drive my car to JFK, and the freeway signage was not very good, so I got very confused. I think I paid the same toll 3 times.
Yeah, well, that could very well be. No, but I don't know. I mean, when I lived in California, I had a car, and it was like I drove ever since I was like 16 years old, when you could kind of get a what do you call, a learner's permit. And I drove everywhere. I mean, I just, I got out of the car, and then I got back into the car, and if I had to go up to the pharmacy, it was 3 blocks away. You got in the car, right? So I mean, I drove everywhere, and I can't imagine that I don't know how to drive anymore, but I'm afraid of it.
No, you know how to drive.
Yeah.
You get in there. The thing is, the cars, the technology is so different. My car died, and I had an up-to-date car in 2007, 2006.
Yeah.
And I'm renting a car right now, and all the bells and whistles are incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but isn't it
In a creepy way.
Doesn't
too.
it have a tendency, mind you, to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of throw you off because of all this new technology in the car. I mean, all of a sudden you have this big screen in front of you that's sending you information, and you're distracted by that. I mean,
I don't have the overhead projection part. No, I just have the little screen on the right.
Yeah.
No, they have in-deck in the windshield. They have.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Yeah, that they used to have in jets. They have that now.
Is it my imagination? Let's say I rented a car 3 years ago, and it had some new technology, but I knew I could figure it out pretty well.
Yeah.
But in 3 years, I think it's like immensely improved, the technology, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
well, the audio technology. I still remember when we were under the thumb of the radio guys, where you had to listen what they listened to, and then the cassette came in, and then the cassette, you could determine what you were listening to, and now.
Yeah, but wait a minute, you could also then the CDs came in,
and the 8-tracks, and
8-track, cassette, CDs,
and then it was the streaming and the satellite radio, and now you with no effort whatsoever from your phone, you can send to the radio, so you get all your podcasts, all your saved radio shows, or all your playlists. You can send that to your car, and it will play it out, and you won't run out down your battery because there's a charger right there.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, well,
I listened to Greg Proops the other day in a rental car off my phone because I have his podcast. So
yeah,
that's what people are doing now. And I did not know this because I did not have a car that came even close.
Wow. Because because what I did and have done is they always tried to rent me a GPS. Right? You want a GPS with the car so you can take you where you want to go. And so I don't need that anymore.
Oh.
It's in my phone.
Yeah.
It's part of I don't know, the iPhone. I can't remember which app it is, but it's the map app.
Yeah.
And you just say, I'm going here.
And the Google Maps and Apple Maps, and they're all pretty good.
And so what I do is I plug that into the car that I'm listening to my music on.
Yeah.
Okay. And then as I'm going, she'll interrupt the music and say, turn left here, turn right there. In 30 miles, you're going to have an off-ramp, whatever. Yeah. So you don't need that. So that's why the rents on cars are so high, because they can't sell you all that other shit.
Yeah, my joke is it used to be only NASA had GPS units, and now I have 2 of them, one in my car and one in my pocket.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I remember I was one of the first people to get a GPS unit in my car. Do you remember? Do you remember me when I had a GPS unit in the car? And what I loved about it was when somebody would say, "Oh, okay, so we live over the hill, blah blah blah," and I would say to them, "No thanks, don't tell me. Just give me your address." And they would say, "Well, why just our address?" I've got a GPS; it'll take me there. And then I just put in the address, and it would take me there. And I always loved to brag about that. I loved the GPS. I couldn't live without, and it was one of the first ones. I think it cost like $2,000 to put it in the car, and now you don't even put one in the car. If you don't have to buy one, you just use your iPhone.
You need a holder for your phone.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, what do you think about things political these days? Anything?
Paying attention. I don't care.
Huh?
Except for the State of the Union. State of the Union was, I thought he gave a pretty good speech.
Yeah? Why? What was good about it? Tell me.
It was rational. He wasn't, eating fire, or it wasn't blind revenge. It was, except what he said, no, you shouldn't have any partisan investigations, or America will go to war. Except for that part. And also, he claimed responsibility for more women in the Congress than ever before, even though out of 127 women in Congress, 106 of them are Democrats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even mention that. Yeah.
Would the Me Too people be mad at me if I said that?
Yeah, stop right there.
Yes. You know what I'm going to say?
No, but it doesn't matter whenever you preface a statement with, I don't mean to sound racist, but...
No, I didn't say racist, sexist.
No. You said the Me Too movement.
Yeah. Me Too,
what?
Sexist.
So, yes, they will be mad. What was it?
I was going to say Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is hot.
No, I don't think they'll be mad.
Yeah, because every time they would take a picture of all the women in Congress, the new ones, she just lit up. She just, there was like an aura, there was a halo around her,
But what about her idea that Israel shouldn't exist?
No, that isn't Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah.
That's the.
No. Yeah, it's also Alexandria.
Oh, really?
Also, yeah.
Well,
she's a big fan of Palestine.
Yeah, I am too. So I don't care.
Okay, no problem then.
Yeah.
Not Judea. You're not a big fan of Judea.
I've never been a big fan of Israel. I think Israel is very warlike. I think that they never learned any lessons from being in concentration camps. I don't know. I'm just bothered by it.
So what do you think about these Democrats coming out at the same time? Did you see Amy Klobuchar?
Well,
in the snow?
Yeah, but
great visual though.
What?
Great visual with the snow.
Oh, really? Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
That was Minnesota. That was Amy Klobuchar.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of some of these candidates? I mean, I think the Democrats haven't come up with anything interesting yet.
You know what was interesting was last night, and I didn't get to see it because I had to go out to dinner with a friend from out of town. But last night was the dueling El Paso rally.
Yeah.
With Beto and Donald. And that would have been interesting because Donald just made up these lies and said something about El Paso. And, that was, might have, out of a story like this, he might have picked like that part right there and this part and put them together and made it the whole story. And so Beto, whose district El Paso is, who he was talking about, he held an opposing rally, and I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, I saw that he had an opposing rally, and they didn't talk much about it. They mentioned it, which leads me to believe that he didn't get a big crowd. But I don't know. I haven't. I at this point, folks, I have to go look at the news and find out for sure. But when they're not saying, look at all these people that showed up for this thing, you got your New York Times there, huh?
Well, yeah, but it's intact. I haven't pulled the paper apart yet.
What do you pull out first?
Front page, New York Times. I read the front page. And then I read the editorial page.
Yeah, because in the San Francisco Chronicle on the Sunday paper, everybody used to say it's like a grapefruit. You take the pink out first. Oh, man, it's driving me crazy. You go into sync and then you go out of sync. It's really, thank you very much, Skype. Yeah. But, so you felt that his State of the Union was cool, or that he was better.
No, I didn't say it was cool. I thought it was rational.
Yeah.
It was rational. Yeah, there were a couple of overstatements. There were, he took credit for shit that he had nothing to do with, and he made wildly optimistic predictions. But that's what the State of the Union is. That's what everybody does. Even Jimmy Carter did that. So so that was surprising. There was no American carnage or any of that. But then he just lied throughout the entire thing. But I just meant the tone was much more civil than in past years.
There's this show on Showtime called The Circus. Mm-hmm. And it deals with politics every week. And this week they dealt with the State of the Union. And it opens up with an old, grainy black and white of the State of the Union with, I think, Truman. And then he's saying the State of the Union is good. And then they go to the next president, Eisenhower. The State of the Union is good, and they go to the next president. The State of the Union is wonderful, or whatever. And then they finally get to Trump, and he goes, the State of the Union is, and then they go to shots of fighting, arguing, kids in concentration camps, all these horrible things that have happened under Trump. And then they come back to him, and he goes, the State of the Union is terrific. Or whatever he said.
Yeah.
They always say that no matter what's going on, they always say the State of the Union is good.
Well, they're president, so they're kind of responsible. So they have to reflect it as being good. Otherwise, people would say, "Well, what the hell are you doing about it?" And why? What do you mean it sucks? State of the Union sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. But I just felt that. You're right. He kind of maintained his place as the good boy the other night. He was the kid who was told by his parents, now, don't make noise at the dinner table.
He used his indoor voice.
His indoor voice. But most of it wasn't taken up with things that, most presidents are always, who are you waving at?
Yeah, say hello.
There she is.
Hello.
That's the funniest woman in America.
Yes, she is. According to Alex Bennett and Robin Williams.
That's the lovely Deborah Durst.
Hello,
yes,
Alex.
Yes, and how long have you two been married now?
37 years.
6 of the happiest years of my life.
Those 2 weeks. I think it was. Yeah.
37 years.
Yeah. Do you remember at the Punchline when John Hutchinson held a benefit
It wasn't Hutch. It was
Bob
Fisher.
Bob Fisher.
Held a benefit for you. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well,
to send us off to Vegas. We were dirt poor, and we decided to get married. So he held a benefit for us, and Stephen Pearl drew the poster, and everybody performed for free, and we got the money at the door and ran away to Vegas.
Yeah.
Wow. And that was 37 years ago?
Yep.
Fuck you. Quit reminding me how old I've gotten.
I know. It's weird being able to throw numbers like that around.
Oh, jeez almighty. I guess I've known you that long.
Yes.
Yeah, you have. Good grief. And you don't look a day over 20.
Oh, yes. Shut up. Yeah.
Well, I have to go to the bank now and yell at people.
Okay. Is that? Well, that's what old people do. They go to the bank and yell at people.
Yeah. And then they give you some free tea and cookies. Just go away. Love you.
I love you too, Deborah.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Or as she's known in the business, Debbie.
Debbie Durst. Debbie Ann Piquel Durst.
She's actually gotten more movie work than you, hasn't she?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. She's. What are some of her credits?
She was in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Voice.
And she was in Monkey Bone.
Yeah.
She was in Monkey Bone. What else? Oh, she was in Beautiful Boy. Have you seen the one with Steve Carell?
Yeah, I saw it, but where is she in there?
She's just an extra on the street on Haight Street when he's looking for her.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll go looking for her.
Yeah. No, looking for his son. I'm sorry, looking for his son.
No, but what
she was in another movie, and I can't remember.
Yeah, getting back to what about his State of the Union. So he had his indoor voice on, but nevertheless, he spent most of it not saying what presidents normally do about, here's what I'd like to accomplish in the next year. Here's what, I think we should be, the direction we should be going. There was none of that. It was just either listing his own accomplishments or pointing out people in the audience who were like Holocaust survivors and,
Yeah, that poor kid, the cancer kid. Oh, man, she... being used as a prop by Trump,
Yeah.
It's not bad enough to have and he didn't mention kids in the cages. He didn't mention a lot of shit. He didn't mention Vladimir Putin. He didn't Maria Butina. He didn't mention Paul Manafort or.
Do you know who one congressman, and I can't remember who the congressman was, brought to the State of the Union was a Guatemalan mother and her daughter who came into this country, and they went to the speech too, but he didn't point them out and say, "Here's some Guatemalan kids who came over the border seeking asylum." No, it was Holocaust survivor, World War II vet, most of whom couldn't stand up, and the one who could stand up was saluting the president. It was.
Yeah.
I find that part of it kind of pathetic. I feel like I'm watching a cheap version of the Ed Sullivan Show.
I know.
And in our audience tonight, we have Shecky. So
I don't like the idea of human props.
Well, but
they all use them. I know,
and they always use them at the State of the Union address. But at least with most State of the Union addresses, they don't talk about their accomplishments as much about where we're going and where they would like the country to go. And there was none of that from him. It was all about me. Here's what we've done. Unemployment is the best it's ever been, which is a lie. A lot of lies in that speech. I think
a lot of lies, and a lot of standing ovations. A lot of lines where the Republicans would stand and the Democrats wouldn't. And,
did you like Nancy's clapping in his face though? At the
Yeah, what was that? Patton Oswalt called it the "fuck you" clap.
Oh, really? Was that it? Okay, yeah. Because they're replaying that one a lot,
And her relationship with Mike Pence. Mike Pence, and this is my line on stage, but Mike Pence is stiffer than Mitch McConnell wearing buttless chaps on a gay pride parade float. Mike Pence was just. Oh man,
Pence is like a toady, isn't he?
Yeah. He's like a toady wrapped up in a Bible.
And he's always like 2 steps behind the president, everywhere, in everything. He's always in the shot.
Never interrupts. No.
He's
the scheming toady.
Yeah.
He's like Iago.
Do you think there's part of him that wishes Trump would die and he could become president? Or that he would get...
what would be ironic is if Trump got taken down by the whole Stormy Daniels thing, because then Mike Pence would become president because of a porn star, and the irony would melt him.
Oh, boy. Oh, son of a bitch.
So what do you got coming up?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing. Death, I think.
Soon?
Yeah. Soon. Not soon. Not soon, hopefully. But that's, I always had something to look forward to. Hey, on Friday we're going to the movies, or on Saturday we're going to L.A. or something like that, And I was always out doing something, and now the only thing I have to look forward to is death.
Well, see, that's why you set up appointments that you go to the movies. Have you seen any plays?
We went and saw, what was it? We saw something a couple of weeks ago. Evan Hansen.
Oh, Dear Evan
Dear
Hansen.
Evan Hansen. Yeah, it was
okay.
good. Not my kind of show exactly, but I liked it.
It was okay.
Yeah, but
It
you're the
was-
guy.
it's
You're the
for
guy.
the kids.
You're
It's
the
for
guy who
kids.
got the obstructed view seat of network.
Yeah, yeah. Did you?
No.
Did you see Network?
No. It's too expensive. You can't get a ticket for it.
Get the obstructed seat. I'm telling you.
Really?
Call up the box office.
Well,
Ask if they have
I
it front
can't remember
posted.
what was obstructing your view exactly.
The stage. The stage. I was in the front row. The stage was right here.
Really?
Yeah.
Son
And
of a-
so everybody was up there. So
Oh,
your
okay.
neck. That was
Wow.
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
For $89.
how much? $89?
As opposed to $489, 3 rows over and 3 seats in.
Yeah. So what's the weather like in San Francisco? Let's see out the window there. Let me just see. This is a daytime. Oh, that's a nice view. It's kind of overcast, right?
Yeah, it's about 53. It's
Yeah.
gonna rain.
Yeah.
It rained and rained, and tomorrow it's gonna rain again. And then Friday I go to Mendocino for the Mendocino Film Festival.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the real festival; it's kind of an adjunct. And then next week I go to Reno, and next week I'm doing 142 Throckmorton, which is a great little theater that they've resuscitated in Mill Valley. And so yeah, just working and
Yeah. See. So you have something to look forward to.
yeah.
So I will live vicariously through your future.
All right. Yeah. I'll try to post more shit on Instagram.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, our old friend and comic supreme,
It's always fun.
Will Durst. Bye-bye.
Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Yes. Well, that was Will Durst, and I wanted to play him again because I just love the man, and it's such a shame what happened because one of the great political voices in comedy has been not stilled, but stunted. I guess that's the term I'm looking for, stunted. Putting my watch on. I always juice it up this time of night. Remember in the old days where you had to wind them up? Well, now you have to stick them in the wall. Okay, all right. Anyway, listen, we got some people here, and they're ready to go. At least 3 of them are here, but one of them went away. But we'll go with the 2 we got. And let me go here, and there we got one there. Let me see here, Charlie. You should be joining too. I don't see Charlie. Well, oh, that's not what I want. I want something else. Wait a minute. That's all wrong. Oh, I see. That's what I got to do. There we go. Okay. Hello, Charlie. How are you? Charlie, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you. Audio's coming in, Charlie. Yeah, he's coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just
I had to mute.
I just want to make sure you can hear me. That's all. Otherwise, I really don't care. I mean, you know.
Remember, I told you after coronavirus, it's just going to be the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We're going for an hour, though. Okay.
I'll tell you, it's not going good out there. I just read tonight that they're really closing down all of France.
Oh wow.
They said it's just gotten out of hand, and they just got to close everything down like it was before.
Yeah,
So-
Italy spiking. And,
You know, all the spiking and so on. And here in New York, it's not spiking, but we have some hot spots, and they're getting on top of the case, and hopefully we can hold it back. But I told Marjorie tonight, I said, I think our time of going out has stopped. You know, I mean, and we don't go out that much, but I don't know that I want to go out there at all. You know, I mean, it's pretty terrible all the way around.
It's funny when you listen to you and Will at that time, because you were complaining about not doing anything then, and you had freedom.
Yeah.
Now you're really locked in.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah. That's true. But I mean, well, I mean, I did go out. I mean, here's the thing I could do. If I want to go to a movie, I'd go to a movie. Or if we wanted to go out to dinner, we could go out to dinner. I mean, there was the freedom to do stuff. Now, really, I just stay in the neighborhood. And even here, I'm getting to worry about the infection rate going up because of all these people without their goddamn masks on. I mean, who do they think they are? Donald Trump?
No social distancing in the White House.
Now, you want to talk about a cluster, what? What's going on at the White House is a complete cluster. Well, hold on a second.
Trump won't be satisfied till they're all dead.
Yep. Every single company, our company included, you talk even the Vernon for Home Depot, for any single company, you go back to your company when it's opening and there are COVID signs everywhere, there's distancing everywhere, there's all this stuff everywhere. And the White House, there's nothing.
Wow. Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? Jeez. First of all, I mean, it's a question of what the hell is going on, And I'm a little lagged here, folks, if you're seeing me out of sync. What's happened since I saw you guys last on Friday. On Friday, the only news we had is they picked them up in a helicopter and took them over to Bethesda. And since then, we've had all kinds of things happen, not the least of which is I don't think he's well. Do any of you think he's well?
I mean, know how I feel about it.
Well, you feel it. Okay, give me your theory. I just think, I mean, I'd love to be this paranoid. Go ahead, Charlie.
I think it's all a hoax. That's his October surprise. He's faking it. Everybody else is sick. I have no doubt that Kayleigh McEnany and Kellyanne Conway and all that, they really are sick. And the senators. But Trump, I don't think he's sick. I think he's faking it, and he's making this miraculous recovery so that he can, and he's already said it, so he can come back and say, see, COVID's not so bad. Everybody go back out and go back to normal.
I don't think it's that easy. I think he's saying here. Well, let's back up a little bit here for a second. Here's the problem. I think he really hasn't. I think that what you're seeing are the results of who do we lose? Did we lose somebody here? No. And yet yeah, okay. All right. I'm out of it today again, as usual. How can I put this? I think that he really does have it. And I think the cocktails that they're giving him are driving him crazy. Yeah. All right? Those steroids, for instance, can make you feel like you're feeling just great. But when you stop taking the steroids, which is going to happen, you take a plunge. Now, when I saw him standing on that balcony, which, by the way, was the worst place for him to do a photo op because that balcony is reserved for very special occasions. Okay, the Pope, okay? It's called the Truman Balcony. And he stood there. And somebody pointed out, he looks like he's having a hard time breathing. And there it is. He's having a hard time breathing. So I don't think he's that well. I think that we're suddenly going to hear that the helicopter's been called again to take him back to Bethesda. All right? And quite frankly, I think because of the way he is handling this situation, you see, here he's got a thing he can do here that may lend to your credence, Charlie, that it's a fake, but it's not a fake. But it'll play into your theory. He's the commander-in-chief, and who are these doctors?
They're military.
They're military. And if he's the commander in chief, what do you have to do? Anything he tells you to.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, they also say sometimes, I've heard these people talk when they meet him, they're in awe, and just anything he says they will do, you know, like. But he's supposed to be in isolation for 10 days.
Yeah.
Anybody when they're reading, they're positive, they're supposed to be isolated for 10 days regardless of
isn't it 14 days? Isn't it 14 days?
If you have symptoms.
No, 10 days. At least 10 days isolation.
Yeah, but he's had symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't you isolate him longer than that?
Yeah, they were saying that those Secret Service guys are going to have to isolate for 14 days.
Yeah.
They was in the car with.
Now, I noticed something, and I'm going to point this out, and then you're going to go back, and in the next coming days, you're going to watch it. I noticed something when he was getting on the helicopter to go to Bethesda. When he got to the top of the stairs, he did something. The handle, which he was holding on to as he went up the stairs, he tapped on 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. When he was coming out of Bethesda and there was a railing there, he tapped it 3 times. And then when he got to the bottom, he tapped it 3 times. And by the way, before he went down, he tapped his leg a couple of times.
QAnon signal.
No, I have that same thing.
Really?
It's OCD.
That's what I was going to say. It's like he's OCD.
It's OCD. It absolutely is, because I do it. You know. I've been doing it for the last 30, 40 years, right? Before I did something and I wanted to have good luck, sometimes I would tap my, you know. And you watch him. You watch those incidences.
I noticed him when he was watching, when he was going down, because I know everybody was watching to see if what he was going to do to compensate for showing that he was healthy. And I took it a little different. I took it as in he wanted to grab that railing, but then he didn't right before he grabs it, he says, "Hey, I cannot grab this railing or I'm going to look weak." And so he sort of tapped it as nervousness. But you have the experience more than
I didn't notice that he tapped it coming out of the helicopter, but he may well have. He does that before.
It was coming out of the hospital.
Coming out of the hospital. Yeah.
Like you saw it.
But he tapped it 3 times, and then when he got to the next rail, he tapped that one 3 times.
Right. Yep.
He's OCD. He's OCD. And I'm surprised.
Like he wants to assure himself that the rail is there in case he has to grab it.
No, because
that's what I thought.
I know what he was doing because I do it. Okay, because that is my form of OCD. Very minor OCD. You know, you're not gonna have to send me to a shrink to cure it or whatever. But that's his OCD. You know, showing up. So anyway. I mean, I just don't know if this guy is going to make it, because I think he's going to die because of his own hubris.
Yeah, because Herman came about 10 days after. He was talking about how he was feeling better. Before it got worse again, he finally ended up dying.
Yeah. And they're giving him so much. To begin with, his chief doctor, the president's doctor. Okay. What's his specialty?
Navy.
No, he's Navy. But what's his specialty?
It's
a surgeon patches.
No.
You see the big
patch? No, it's some name that you never.
Chief of General Buckery.
No, he's an osteopath.
Right.
Yeah.
What does he know about this sort of thing? And he's calling the shots. I swear to you, Trump's going to take a turn for the worse. It's just going to happen.
Then I'll believe it.
Did you see the Did you see the doctor's patch though? He had
no
on his jacket. He had his coat. He had a huge patch It was the presidential seal showing
yeah.
that he was the president.
Right,
President's
right
office.
on this side, and then
Yeah.
on this side, I think it said the
President.
physician to the president or whatever.
Yeah, something. It's like, oh my God.
And they say,
Really?
oh, well, we got facilities is great at the White House. Well, then why did you take him to Bethesda?
Yeah.
Because he's the president. That's what he said.
And then I loved him. He did
It's
this
like-
thing, which I mean, this blends in, of course, to your theory, Charlie, that he gave this little spiel on online that he's really learned from this, and this has been a real learning course, and I've gotten to know everything I need to know about this disease, boy, and now I'm going to go for a ride. Come on, you didn't learn anything.
Did you see the Lincoln Project video of that?
No.
They showed him saying that speech, and they
Mhm.
said, I learned a lot. And they just showed all the deaths, all the people being wheeled out, and stretchers and everything. It's really, really good.
Yeah, he learned. It took him this to learn a lot, And then don't be afraid. Today Cuomo said, "Don't listen to him. Be afraid." He said the only way we're going to lick this thing is if you're afraid. He said, "Be very afraid. This is a very terrible, terrible disease." And
yeah, why doesn't he tell those 210,000 people that they shouldn't let COVID control their lives?
well, I mean, it was easy for him because he's got every piece of medicine available to him that you could possibly have. And I think some of that is bad medicine. I mean, the steroids are going to turn around and are like a yo-yo, okay? Mm-hmm. When he comes out of those steroids, he's going to plunge like you haven't seen. That's keeping his temperature down.
Yeah.
That's keeping everything in line. But you don't keep him on those steroids forever. I mean, it's amazing. It's just amazing what's happening. And
but this point is, I did fine with it, so everybody else should be doing fine too. So don't worry about it.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have a helicopter to take me to the doctor, and I don't have every drug known to mankind that's being used against this thing to be thrown at me before I even need it. I mean, these are drugs that are thrown at people once they go into intubation,
Well, supposedly there's not one other person in the whole country that's gotten the whole cocktail that he's gotten.
Right. So, I mean, this can't be good. And he did not look good last night on that balcony.
No.
And everything is cosmetic, but he doesn't look well to me. And yes. What is it tonight? Spike McFaddy.
Yeah. Did you hear today he was going to go to the VP debate and he was going to join in on the debate?
Oh, jeez.
Well, see
Did he say that? He said that. I heard that.
That's the steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the steroids talking.
Can you imagine if he showed up and he just got on stage and started yabbering away? That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Well, he's even, if you think he's nuts then, with the drugs that are in him, he's going to get nuttier. Okay? I mean, somebody tonight was saying on one of these programs that what they're worried about is that he is going to become so crazed by this, and he's in charge. And he go ahead, drop the bomb.
Finger on the button.
Yeah. That this is, he was worried about him being in this, getting these cocktails, and what is really an overdose of these drugs.
And he cut off stimulus talks also, right?
Hmm?
Yeah.
He cut off the stimulus talks and said until
Until after I get reelected.
President.
Yeah. No stimulus unless he gets reelected.
Jeez. Oh my God, I've never seen this.
Yeah, but he understands it all now, doesn't he? I mean, he is not, I think, quite frankly, isn't there a 25th Amendment or something where they can say he's not fit to serve right now?
Yeah, but everybody's so
Well,
scared.
unfortunately, there is no real well-written document on how to do it.
I mean, there's
That's
the ability to
2/3
do
of
it, but
the,
not how
yeah.
you pull it off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Republicans are scared shitless of him.
Yeah.
Reminds me, you ever see that Twilight episode where the little kid controls all the adults and they're all scared
Oh
of him?
yeah, Twilight
Oh,
Zone.
they
yeah.
send you going
That's
to
what
the
reminds me of the Republicans.
send him to the corn patch or something, the cornfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was Billy Mooney was the kid.
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
the
yeah,
part.
yeah, from
Yeah.
Lost in Space. Yeah.
That's Trump and the Republicans.
Yeah,
Yep.
I just think I think that something should be done to take him away from the helm right now. I mean, even if that puts Pence in power.
The Republicans aren't going to do it. They've been scared of him for the whole 3.5, 4 years.
What are they frightened of?
He's
Getting
vindictive.
reelected.
Well, he may be.
If he gets reelected, they're dead.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes there's a point at which the dog, after he's been beaten enough, they all jump on the master. You know,
It's going to take a while to get there. But it's going to get there.
Well, I mean, it's going to happen soon because at the rate he's going, from what we can see, has he got a chance of winning this election?
No.
He's losing ground in the poll.
I mean, in one poll, Biden is 17 points ahead of him.
Yeah.
And in the worst poll, he's like 13 points ahead of him. So I mean, he could still be playing the Electoral College. I don't think with that much of a distance.
Remember, I said 40 states he's going to lose. 40 states.
You're saying 40 states?
Yeah.
Now, how do you think this whole thing is going to play for him? I mean, all of a sudden, people are being presented with what essentially is a sick candidate. How do you think that's going to play?
Well, he'll just use that as an excuse.
I mean,
I quit. I'm sick. I would have won.
Do you talk to anybody in your neighborhood at all about this, Charlie?
Well, no, I don't go out, so
Oh, okay.
I don't talk to anybody.
I'm not going out. Yeah. By the way, we could use some more callers here tonight. I'd appreciate it. It would be nice, but I got a good crowd here, so what do I care? Yes, John.
I wonder if he could, if he loses, but in the lame duck time, have resign or something, and then have Pence pardon him for any crimes that he did. Could he do that?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Really?
I suppose. Yeah.
It's legal.
Well, do you think he would do that?
If he becomes president. he
Well,
could
I
say,
mean,
"Oh,
Gerald
okay."
Ford pardoned Richard Nixon, even though he wasn't
Right.
charged with anything.
Was that after though? After Carter beat him?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
No, he did that before Carter beat him.
Yeah.
As soon as he
What I'm
took
saying
over,
is-
Carter beat Ford. Ford pardoned Nixon.
Yeah, I know.
And everybody gave him heat for it. And at the time, and I still say, I think it was the right thing to do. He said he felt better of the country that way. Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think our president cares about that now.
Well, he cares about not being held accountable for
I
illegal
think that's why I think it was
misdeeds.
bad. Because
Charlie.
the president because Nixon never had to pay except for losing his job, never had to pay for his crimes. So now George Bush, W. Bush, did worse than Nixon, and then he never had to pay for any of his crimes. And now we got Trump doing all this crap because he thinks he's never going to have to pay for his crimes.
Well, he may be right. I mean, do we want to go after ex-presidents? That's the question.
When they do something like that.
I mean,
What if he agrees to disappear? And we don't have to hear him from him forever.
Well, Trump can't do that.
what if he
I know.
what if he agrees to disappear? Sign on the dotted line, okay?
Exactly.
Because
He was
I'm,
dropped dead
you know,
if he
I'll tell you,
tried to
one
do
of the
that.
reasons he's going to lose this election has nothing to do with the fact of what he's done to the United States of America. Because I don't think America is that smart to vote for him based on his performance. I think they're just sick of him. They have Trump fatigue. You know, and this is the way to get him off their TV screens is by going in and voting against him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't you guys tired of him? I mean, well, of course we're all right. We're all left wingers here. Anybody, any right winger out there want to call? Do we have anybody? I'm like, look, any of you guys? Ooh, it doesn't look. Trump was gasping for
I
breath.
I snoozed all of my Republican friends because you can snooze for 30 days, and 30 days from now is just past the election, so I don't have to hear from them for a while.
What do you mean snooze them? What is
On
that?
Facebook, you can snooze for 30 days. So 30 days right now is just past the election, so it's perfect timing to snooze all my Republican friends.
Oh, really? Why do they keep?
You don't unfriend them, just snooze them for 30 days. You don't have to hear from them.
Do you keep writing them?
No,
No.
because they just keep blabbing with their extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always hesitate to
I do it too.
I always hesitate to put anything up on Facebook outside of these shows, because anytime I make a comment, I get this stream in a lot of cases of pure and utter drivel, you know, and then I got to sit there and I'm editing it, getting rid of some of them because they're ridiculous, you know, and so on. But by the time you start out, I go like, you know, Trump did not look well on the balcony. And then the first person goes, no, he didn't. And by the time you get to the 10th, they're on another subject altogether.
Yeah. And remember when you put that you had the results from your doctor from your cancer, and then everybody thought you were dying.
Oh, yeah.
You remember you had that little thing about your cancer treatment, and then you had hundreds of replies.
Yeah.
Like you.
Well, you know, I think I'm dying of something else now. I don't know what it is, but I'm just tired all the time. But Marjorie says she's tired all the time. I just think this COVID thing, I mean, you go, where can I go where there isn't COVID? Well, first, to go anywhere far enough where there isn't enough COVID, you got to get on a plane. That's suicidal, all right? I think if we look around the world, I could go to my map. Let me see here. Let me go get my map out. Huh?
New Zealand.
No,
they won't let you there.
well, I don't know that that's all that great right now. Hold on a second. Let me see here. Coronavirus. There we go. Here we go.
Oh, hang out with Jeff. Hang out with Jeff for a while.
Here's my map, and let me.
Stay downstairs.
Let me bring it
In
out
the bunker
here.
downstairs.
Okay, and let me see here. Here's the screen coming up. Okay, and if I do this, okay, they can see it. You guys can't. But when we go to various countries, I'm looking for the ones where there's just like one little dot somewhere. Okay, so there's a little dot. Where is that? French Polynesia. Nine deaths and 2,228 cases. Okay, here we go.
We only got about 500 people that live there, though.
Let's see here.
That's right.
Honolulu, there were only 112 deaths. That might not be a bad deal. Okay. Let me see here. Hold on a second. I have a hard time getting this thing to go right. There we go.
New Zealand
Huh?
almost don't have any red at all.
Where's New Zealand?
I heard that they have more coronavirus cases in the White House than New Zealand.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
New Zealand and Australia combined.
Oh, wait a minute. Where is this? Well, New Guinea has 7 deaths, 541 cases. Let me see here. Here's Australia, but there are parts of Australia where, for instance, Queensland is only 6 deaths, but there are 809 deaths in Victoria, Australia. And I'm trying to think where do we find New Zealand? Oh, off to the side there. Yeah.
Those are like
Okay, New
20
Zealand.
hour
Low
plane
right of
flights.
Australia.
Okay, New Zealand's had 1,861 cases, 25 deaths. Does that sound like a good place to go?
How are you going to get there?
Huh?
How are you going to get there?
How are we going to get there? I don't know. For the people at home, I'm going to get off of this, but I'll go back to it if I need to. Let me see here. Where did you say?
I said, how are you going to get there, though?
Well, that's the problem. Okay, that's the problem. China, you know, you go to Beijing, Hubei, China. Oh boy, 4,000 deaths. I never even heard of Hubei. But I'm trying to. Oops, I hate this thing. It's really just very sensitive to every move I might make on it. Let me see here. Australia, where the hell is New Zealand? Oh, did I just have New Zealand there? No, that's Fiji. They've only had 2 deaths in Fiji. We could go to Fiji. Okay. With 32 cases. Okay, pack your bags. We're all going to Fiji. Of course, maybe they won't let us in there because they'll go, well, hey, you're not coming here. We don't have very many
Americans.
deaths. Let me see here. Where's this? Guam. Well, 54. That's a lot. Okay, here today, Guam tomorrow. Let's see here. Where is this? Reunion, France. Have you ever heard of Reunion, France?
Where is that, an island?
It's off the coast of Africa. And they've had 16 cases. They got 3 people who live there. Each of them got it a couple of times, you know.
It sounds like one of those old French penal
In
colonies.
case people want to see that, that's where it is, folks, where you see that right there. See that? There. Let me see here. Jakarta doesn't seem to have many. Let's see here. Jakarta, well, Singapore, 11,374 deaths. Well, we're not going there. Let me see here. What's this? Madagascar, forget that. Off of Madagascar, there is Mayotte, France, but they've had 42 deaths. I mean, this is really ridiculous. So where are we going, guys? What's our itinerary? Oh, wait a minute. Here's the one I wanted to look at. Greenland.
Oh, yeah.
Whoops. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Greenland. I don't think there are any in Greenland. I don't think there are any people in Greenland.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. There's a dot. There's a dot. Okay. Greenland, Denmark. Did you know it was Denmark?
Yeah.
14.
Greenland?
This is where we're going. 14 cases, 0 deaths. Okay? That's where we're going. That's the safest place on the planet, practically. There's another place here. Where is it? Where is this? Oh, this is Iceland. Iceland's only had 10, but I think Greenland is our place to go. You know.
Rhode Island.
Wait a minute. Let me let Tony in here.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island? Oh, yeah, Rhode Island. Sure.
Ed Shecky.
Yeah. Boy. Yeah. Well, anyway, so that's fun with maps is what we're playing right now. Now, come on, I gotta get this back to being small again. How do I do that? Oh boy. No. Here we go. Come on, folks. Let's go. I can't get out of here. Damn it. Janet. Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, well, oh, there we go. No. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Okay, I'm having to go back and get it small again so that I can look at it right. Here in the United States, of course, we're up to 210,852 deaths, which is not very good. Hi, Tony. No,
Hi.
no wallpaper
Becky.
tonight. You're in
No,
bed.
this is the bedroom.
Is that
He's doing shaky.
You know, she's on the couch tonight.
why is
So
she?
if I was in the
Why is
because we can't fall asleep.
really?
Yeah, because now she's sitting on the couch, so I couldn't call in the dining room because you'd be here to talk to me. Alex, I had to get away from her. I gave her a Tylenol PM. You think that would knock her out? She's still going. How is she still
Have you tried a sledgehammer?
I can't take her anymore.
A shovel.
Hey, let's see your face a little more. All we got is your nose. You look like you're wearing a face mask.
I'm tired.
And Tony and I know the biggest news item today. Right, Tony?
Yeah.
What's our biggest news item today?
Eddie died. I'm very upset.
Yeah, Eddie Van Halen died
Yeah.
today.
Still didn't get over Randy Rhoads dying young, but Eddie lived till 65.
We're not talking
He was
about
only
Randy.
65?
We're not talking about Randy Rhodes, the talk show host. We're talking
No,
about
the
Randy
guitarist.
Rhodes.
I think you might have interviewed Ozzy. I'm not sure. I still didn't get over that Randy dying. Why
Well,
can't they take my uncle instead of Randy Rhodes?
how long ago was that, though?
83. And I still
Oh,
didn't
okay.
get over
Well, I think you should start
still
getting.
pissed.
You should start to think about getting over it.
it. My friend told me, you know, Randy died. I said, you got to be kidding me. This better be a joke. I said, no. Son of a bitch. I said,
Well,
The
Eddie Van
coolest
Halen. Eddie Van Halen died today, and
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a big one.
yeah, he's 65. He had cancer. He's had it for years, though. They say.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing about him is when you're a teenager and in the 80s growing up, Van Halen obviously, but you also were in love with Valerie Bertinelli. She was our heartthrob, and then he married her. It's like, oh my God, the guy's got everything.
It was a cute couple. It was a really cute couple. Yeah.
And they looked alike, too, if you think about it. My sister said
Yeah.
that. She looked like one.
Why did they break up? Do you remember?
I don't know.
He was a drunk and drugs and stuff.
Oh yes, that was it. Yeah.
Probably had a fast life, right?
Yeah, but I think he sobered up, didn't he? Later on.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Way later.
Yeah, way
They were
later.
dysfunctional, the Van Halen brothers, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I don't know if
you
dysfunctional
know who
or-
didn't die today?
Who?
Donald Trump. So,
Fucking Trump had to live and Eddie had to go. I mean, Jesus, is there any balance of the scales? Alex, I think he's faking it, like Charlie said.
oh, here we go. Here we go.
But then you're right. Do you think he was acting on that balcony? I keep watching that, like you said.
Yeah.
Who
Like,
was,
Until he
like more
dies, I
script.
think he's faking it.
Like, oh, like I'm in pain, and he does the whole. I think you gotta be kidding me, this fucking guy. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I saw Rudy.
something? I gotta tell you.
I'm gonna say this. I
Hold
want
on.
Rudy to get it, Alex.
Oh no, I Bill Barr is the guy I'm rooting for.
Oh,
Are you over Rudy?
And because he was at the Rose Garden hugging everybody.
He's got to
Talking
get
to
it. You know?
Conway.
Huh?
He's sitting there talking to her right in her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach. I
Did
want
you hear-
Rudy though.
Did
Well,
you hear Limbaugh and
We jump up and
well,
down.
Rudy was there. Rudy was there, supposedly.
He was there because he says, "How did I didn't get it?" Well, let's not count on chicken shit, Rudy.
Yeah.
You never know.
Because he's Dracula.
I don't know.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, I hate to wish it on, but I would like to.
Yes,
see it.
John Larkin.
so Limbaugh and Tucker are spreading the rumor now that they're saying it's very suspicious that only the Republicans are coming down with COVID.
Is there only one stupid enough not to wear masks?
Yeah, you're right.
And
It's like a
maybe
Well,
the Democrats are.
there are a couple of things that have hit me. Number one, is anybody surprised that he got COVID? I mean,
I was a little
come
shocked,
on,
that's
it was
true.
like he was going around saying, "Breathe in my face, I want to get COVID." You know, I mean, it was like you couldn't get around it. And secondly, I just think that he, you know, that, well, now I forgot what I was going to say. But basically it was that, you know, this was a guy who was asking for it, you know?
He was. You think he's definitely see? I mean, you think it sounds like you think he's gonna drop dead then maybe.
I think there's a good chance this thing is
Yeah.
going to take a turn because it's not unusual for it to do that. That when you first get it, you go, "Hey, I'm beating this," and then all of a sudden it starts beating you.
Yeah.
You know, so who knows? You know.
I wonder if they've given anybody that combination and that quantity of cocktail before.
Yeah. By the way, Tony, turn your iPad sideways, the other way.
Okay.
Sideways. Yeah, there. That's nice. That looks good. Okay.
I gotta get into bed. This room. The
Oh, is
room
that-
is no
is-
wallpaper.
Oh, is that your?
I made it go blue.
Is
I
that your
think.
bedroom?
Yeah. Since I was 12.
Well, no. There was a period of time there you were living in the basement, if you may
That's
remember.
true. They threw me down there and hope I would leave. But then every once in a while I came up for dinner. He's still here, Leo? Yeah, he's still here. He'll never leave, Nancy.
But no, it's just that everybody expected this to happen, and you know, I mean, I think that he has literally infected his entire White House. Now, I don't know if he. I'm beginning to think he was the source of infection. I mean, I don't think
that Hope Hicks.
What's her name? The Hope Hicks.
Yeah.
I don't think she was the source. I think she was just the first one to come down with signs.
Mm-hmm.
I think they show pictures of that Rose Garden thing, and they show all the people that got it. And they're all sitting right next to each other, you know. And today they got a couple of more people that have it. Stephen, I'm trying to remember his name now, got it. The president's
aide,
aide,
alien-looking guy.
Yeah, and
Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller. Yeah, Stephen Miller came down with it, and you know, and it's part. You know, I can't take a certain amount of any kind of happiness in this because
No, you're right.
because
I
I don't
completely
wish
forget.
this on anybody, you know.
But you know, it's a shame to say, like, if you told me, like, if I woke up tomorrow morning and I heard Rudy did get it, I probably wouldn't really feel bad though.
Well, nobody says you
his
have to.
cockiness.
Nobody says you have to feel bad or sit shiva for these guys. You know.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. But I was talking to Patrick the other night because we did this little thing on Saturday night, just a couple of us talking with each other. And he didn't even call the show because he was mad the way everybody was treating Trump in this whole thing. Like they were wishing him dead. And I said, I don't think that it was really that so much as he has so denied this plague. He's so denied it and so denied the ways you solve it and wearing a mask and all of that when he finally got it, it was just like, he was asking for it.
Yep.
You know, it wasn't like I feel sorry for somebody if he stayed indoors and suddenly some kid came trick or treating or something and gave him COVID and he died.
Yeah,
You
that
know.
would be sad. Like I tried everything. I put masks on.
Yeah, but I mean, I just don't. This doesn't really. I don't think it's that we're. And plus the fact. Now here's the other thing. This was the thing I wanted to bring up. And there are two people on this panel who've been saying this tonight. Here's a guy who got COVID. Took him to the hospital, the whole 9 yards. All right. I would say a third of America doesn't believe it.
Yeah. What does that say?
Well,
I mean,
what that speaks to is not so much that they want him dead or anything like that, but they don't believe him because he lacks so little trust with the American public that they don't even think he would do this without faking it or for political reasons.
Still,
Yeah.
that's
But-
bad as a country.
Now, I think he's got it. I think there's a good chance it's going to get worse again. And I think would you agree with me on this, Brian? You know the disease fairly well.
Yeah, I think because also he has that macho attitude, and they took him out of the White House to the hospital. And I don't think that he would want to go at all. Just like he wanted to get back as quickly as possible.
Well,
he shows that as a sign of weakness.
I think none of those doctors wanted to say no to him.
Oh yeah.
And I think that he has literally committed suicide by doing that. They'd be better off being in the hospital, being monitored every day, having all his vitals checked, you know. And I don't care what they say they've got at the White House. It ain't Bethesda Naval Hospital, you know. So, I don't know. But what does it say about Trump that the public doesn't even believe he has this thing, and another third of the public is glad that he does, and then a third of the public is mourning, oh my God, the president has COVID, you know.
Somebody compared it to Hitler. If Hitler were to catch on fire and burn to death, it'd be ironic. You know, they're saying with the COVID thing, if he were to die from that, it'd be ironic.
I think he has it. Okay, because I don't see how he doesn't have it. I don't see how he didn't get it 3 months ago. All right? I mean, would you agree with that, Charlie? I mean, that the possibility that he really has it is better than the possibility that he's faking it.
Well, he didn't have it 3 months ago, I think, because he wouldn't let anybody within 20 feet of him without having all kinds of COVID tests.
Yeah. In fact, I think it was Cuomo said when he went to visit Trump, he and his people, they all had to be tested twice before they could go in and see him.
Oh, shit. See, he doesn't want nobody near him.
Oh, he's a germaphobe.
Yeah.
He's a big germaphobe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And that's why I'm so surprised that he didn't go for wearing the mask, you know, and made fun of it. Because if you're a germaphobe, masks are your friend, you know. Yeah. They're your religion. I mean...
You wonder who he got it from then.
Hmm?
I'm guessing he got it from a whole pig's then, if I had to guess.
Well, no,
right?
it could have been anybody at the Rose Garden that day. Anybody, you know? So, I mean, it could be anybody. Who knows?
It could be Chris Christie, because he's in the hospital in Jersey.
Yeah. Jeff, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I was going to say, if I was working for Trump and I was not sick, I would tell him I had to stay home tomorrow because I'm sick anyway.
Yeah,
I'm taking a sick
I
day.
wouldn't be going there at all.
I can't make it.
Well, I mean, what's happened to the White House? And now the Pentagon. Wait, the Pentagon. All but one of the chiefs of staff have gone into quarantine.
Yeah.
That's our entire military infrastructure. I mean, going home and staying in under, you know, I mean, of course they can do, you know, meetings and things like that because we have the ability to do it. But I mean, really, I mean, it's spread like wildfire all over the Republican side.
Yeah. It's almost like they're getting Kama back at them big time.
Well, I just think it was about time. What are they saying in the Kuala Lumpur about this, or don't they care?
Oh, well, no, the government is quarantined here as well.
Oh, really? Why? Do they have lunch with Trump?
Yeah.
Typhoid Mary.
Typhoid Donald.
I don't know why, but they're quarantining now.
Well,
we have some cases building in the prisons, and also they had an election over in East Malaysia in a district called Sabah, and they've been noticing increases there as a result of the election. So now anybody from that district is prohibited from traveling outside of that district.
Oh, okay. Well, we're all moving to Greenland. You know, this whole crowd here is going to Greenland. Yeah. Safest place on Earth. Of course, the reason is, you know, well, they don't have penguins in Greenland. That's like Antarctica.
I want to go where it's cold.
Oh, Antarctica probably is another place to go.
Yeah, there's no cases there.
Yeah. What are you doing with your hands there? Are you washing them, Bree?
Yeah, got my antibacterial.
Guess what I have?
That just came in.
Well, me too. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Oops, I pushed the wrong button, and I just got the wrong people there. Here we go. I accidentally pushed a button here.
I've got many kinds.
I have this. Does that look?
Yeah, there you go.
Good, Brian. Does that look?
I must say, I'm a germaphobe too.
Oh, that's the one you sent me.
I used to not shake people's hands.
You used to not shake people's hands?
Yeah, like a lot of the times I was, and I tell them I'm like Trump. I just don't like that procedure. I much prefer a way, or a little wave or a bow.
You know what
I
I
don't
think?
like touching that way.
You know what I think's
I
kind
never.
of, what I think is kind of lame is the elbow bump.
Yeah.
You know,
Let me just shake my hand. I got cream. Don't worry about it.
and don't blow me a kiss.
I never got into that.
Don't do that,
Alex.
What?
I've got to tell you that a lot of the things that COVID is, I'm actually so in favor of, and I just hope it stays that way. Like having an extra seat next to you when you're at the restaurant, so they don't pack someone next to you.
Yeah.
And also, I always thought hospitals were like germ zones. I always felt terrible going in there because I thought I was going to get more sick going in than, just going in than if I stayed away.
And now they're pretty clean. I mean, I was talking about the other day that I started taking the bus home from my dentist's office. I take a car there, but I take a bus home. And you go, well, bus, boy, that's got to. I went in the bus the other day. I was the only person on the bus for about 80% of the trip.
Oh,
And was it a cleaner bus?
Huh? Oh yeah, and
Was it a little bit cleaner?
and
Yes.
and
This is my world. I love this.
I hear the subways. I haven't been down there,
Neither
but I hear
have
the
yet.
subways. You could eat off the floors there. They're that clean. I mean, they go in there every night from 1 till 5 in the morning, and they disinfect the entire thing, and then they put down a layer of some kind of antibacterial that supposedly will last the rest of the day. And then they kick everybody out at 1 in the morning, and they go spraying again.
They need to do that at the White House.
They needed to do this in the subway years ago.
Yeah, it was filthy down there.
Now the White House, what a petri dish that has become.
Yeah. What if Biden wins, he goes in, and he ends up getting COVID there. Kamala Harris is our new president.
No, you just all Biden's got to say, I ain't going in there till you disinfect the whole place.
Yeah.
They had
Throw all the
people in
clothes
there
on.
today
Burn
disinfecting
Clorox
it.
that whole place.
They had people in there today disinfecting it with hazmat suits on. I mean, that's how dangerous the White House is right now.
Some Republican senator said he was going to dress up in a moon suit to vote on the Supreme Court justice thing. Like, what kind of idiots are there? Whether they vote for her today or a month from now, it's the same outcome, and there's no difference.
I don't think that vote's going to happen. Not before the election. I think
it should not happen.
No,
There's no reason.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the senators want to go back, knowing now what Washington has become. I mean, do you want to really go back for the sake of voting for this head of the Supreme Court, for this, not head of the Supreme Court, but this Supreme Court justice?
Some of them do.
It's like she's jinxing him, Ruth.
Yeah.
It's like they wouldn't even put her in the ground and they were already picking the bones over her.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, a week later, they're dropping like flies.
Yep. And
It's like, show some respect for the dead, for God's
well,
sakes.
I think they could have waited.
They didn't even have the lunch or
the
bury
fact
it
that they
already.
won't wait, the fact that they wouldn't wait, okay, is proof positive they don't believe he's going to win.
Well, that's what it is.
Because if
then.
they believed he was going to win, they wouldn't be yelling and screaming for that vote right now. They'll go, we'll wait till he gets reelected. But they don't believe he's going to get reelected.
So they think he's done then.
Oh, they think he's done.
You think if he loses, he gives a?
Well,
do you
then
think if he loses, he gives a speech, the losing speech, or you think he hides?
No, he calls out the Proud Boys.
That would be good. Yeah, here come the racists.
Yeah. And,
He will never concede.
Oh, I think there will be. Would you agree with me on this,
Trump will never
Charlie?
concede, and he won't go.
Yeah. Would you agree with this, Charlie, that if Trump loses, there's going to be rioting in the streets?
Yeah, by the Proud Boys is the next.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. And do you think that if he wins, there's going to be rioting in the streets?
I think there'd be more rioting in the streets if he wins than if he loses. If
Really?
he loses, there's going to be partying in the streets.
Yeah. Well, here's the scenario on. They say that the Republicans are going to vote at the polls, and the Democrats are going to vote by mail-in. So what's going to happen on the night of the election? We have to stop getting used to getting the results the same night, okay? But Trump is going to play it like that's the night you got to care about, and if he comes out winning on election night, he's going to declare himself the winner and say all those mail-in ballots don't count.
Yep.
That's why I'm urging everybody, if you possibly can, vote at a polling place, if you can do it, if you feel safe enough to do it. The reason being that you don't want that eventuality. You want him to know that he just got beaten fair and square. And he still won't believe it, you know, because he's a bad loser, just a bad loser. So.
That's why I don't want him to die. I want to see him lose.
Yeah, that's a good point, Brian. Yeah, hopefully he stays alive.
Now you vote.
He will never technically lose. He'll find a way to spin it.
Yeah, but you, Bree, you vote absentee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do you get the ballot? They mail one to you from wherever your home state is?
Yes.
You don't seem to know.
What?
You don't seem to know.
No, I didn't get it this time because I moved.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So you're not voting in this one.
Yeah, so it's probably over at the other house. I probably have a pile of mail over at the old house, and I just don't like the landlord and the owner, so I'm trying to figure out how to get it. I think I'll ask the security team at some point, but I'll probably miss. But I found someone who's not going to vote, and I asked them if they would vote for me, and they said yes. So,
and so who can I ask who you're going to have them vote for?
No, because I don't know yet.
You don't know yet.
Ooh, undecided.
You don't think he'd vote for Trump, however.
Yeah, he thinks he might.
Really? Okay. Well, hey, look. You know.
Oh, but
Kanye.
He just said that he's not going to sign the stimulus package until after the election.
Well,
so
until he's reelected.
Oh no! Yeah, I heard
Right.
that shit. We ain't gonna get a check now, for God's sakes.
So, but Biden will definitely sign that, I think. So
Yeah,
I might go with Biden if he's going to give me 1,200 bucks.
And Biden should say that. Biden should say, I'm not going to play this game. We're going to take care of that first thing.
Yeah.
That's a good point. People are suffering.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but now Trump's tweeting that he's willing to send everybody a $1,200 check right now. He's just playing games.
He's bribing for their vote now.
Yeah.
Listen, read his tweets in the next 24 hours because I think you're gonna really see some craziness going on because those drugs are gonna get to him. All right.
How strong is those drugs he's taking? Not the steroids.
Yeah, when you take steroids, you do feel. I've had a lot of people who take that, and you do feel better. You feel younger for the time period you're on it.
Mm-hmm.
But after about a week, you start deteriorating, and it can wreak havoc on your system.
Yeah.
Also, then we might see something with him. So you think by next week, Alex, he's going to look different?
I think by next week he may not be. He may be on life support.
Really?
Could be.
And Biden
Phil's
may
gonna be
announce that
peaced
he's
now
got
because if he's on life
COVID-19.
support.
And I'm not hoping for it, but I'm just saying that.
Oh, wow.
You know, I looked at my my magic 8 ball and it says it is indicated. You know.
I watched that debate again. If Trump was contagious at that moment, Biden would have it. He's yelling and gesticulating and going crazy. He's definitely projecting.
Hey, listen, I got to go here because the themes are going to run out before you guys do. Brian Neary, good seeing you again. Of course, great seeing you again, Alex. Great seeing you again, Charlie. Jeff, always nice. John Irving, great to see you. Tony, nice to see you without the wallpaper. And of course, Bree, thanks for calling us this evening. All of you give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye back at you. Okay, there they go. Okay, and now I'm in sync, you see. Anyway, let me say goodbye to them and get rid of them and tell you that next is Jack Bishop. He's here with The Intersection. He'll be doing that on Skype at GabNet Live is the Skype number to call. We'll see you again tomorrow night. There's a sports show on at 8:30 with the franchise MC, and then we're here at 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her. And by the way, be safe out there and wear a mask. Good night, everybody.